The trio formed a masterful group that was able to take all opponents off their game, be it through Albano's devious schemes or the overpowering nature of the Wild Samoans. WWE had never dealt with a team so primal, turning each match into a battle of survival. Most feared?
And here they come. Bubba Ray and Devon are ready for a fight.
That's just what they'll get from Afonseca. And then some.
The following contest is a tag team tables match. And at a combined weight of 603 pounds, Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys.
It takes a strong brotherly bond to agree to go into battle against the Wild Samoans, but that's exactly what Bubba Ray and Devon have.
I have a strong feeling this match isn't going to be for the faint of heart.
Well, look, the Dudley Boys may not be all there in the head, but they're easily the most highly decorated tag team in pro wrestling history. They've beaten the best, they've beaten the toughest, and they're ready to come in and beat the wildest tonight. Both the Dudley Boys and the Wild Samoans are coming into this tables match with something to prove. Who's the best tag team of all time? Who's the more cohesive, brotherly unit? Who's more savage? Who's more extreme? Gentlemen, we are moments away from finding out the answers to these questions once and for all.
Guys, this is going to be a great one. You can feel the electricity already.
I feel the excitement and some fear, too.
Accompanied by Captain Lou Albano at a combined weight of 645 pounds. Afonseca, the Wild Samoans.
This tables match might be a dream match for many, but for both the Wild Samoans and the Dudley Boys, this is about to be one team's greatest nightmare.
Afonseca clearly not looking to back down here.
The Dudleys can certainly handle their own, but they've never faced anyone or anything like the Wild Samoans. Those mean looks on both Afa and Sika's faces, I'll tell you, they're out for blood. And the Dudleys are about to walk right into the lion's den.
Two-on-two tables match here with the masters of the match, the Dudley Boys, taking on the Wild Samoans.
There's always those thoughts in the back of your mind. My brother can beat up your brother. My brother can put your brother through a table faster. Finally, we get to see those thoughts become a reality. Saxton, I never want to hear about the inner workings of your mind ever again.
I second that, but the Dudley Boys and the Wild Samoans are two teams who also clearly have a few screws loose. This should be intense. Corey, the Wild Samoans are about as tough a men as they come, a very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads, almost like a concrete weapon.
Yeah, they don't need much flash. They're just a formidable ground and pound team. If they lack in offensive creativity, they make up for it in blunt force trauma. And nothing packs more blunt force trauma than an Afa or Sika headbutt. Don't do this. Don't do it! Down the opponent and a double axe handle smash.
And he re-enters into the ring. Wow, he had that scouted.
Oh, man, right to the esophagus.
And Sika just got torn down there. And saw what was coming there. Hava and Sika, both individuals that compete barefooted. Not something common of most wrestlers, Corey, but it is actually very customary in the Samoan wrestling heritage.
It's how they train. It's how they live in the Isle of Samoa. And no one delays a fight just to put some boots on. Samoans are ready.
And Hava and Sika just beat the Dudley Boys at their own game.
Here are your winners, Hava and Sika, the Wild Samoans.
2-on-2 tables match here with the masters of the match, the Dudley Boys, taking on the Wild Samoans.
There's always those thoughts in the back of your mind. My brother can beat up your brother. My brother can put your brother through a table faster. Finally, we get to see those thoughts become a reality.
Saxton, I never want to hear about the inner workings of your mind ever again.
I second that, but the Dudley Boys and the Wild Samoans are two teams who also clearly have a few screws loose. This should be intense. And we can harp on how this match was something almost tailor-built by the Dudley Boys. With a famous series of TLC matches they've had, the Dudleys have become synonymous with the T in TLC.
And that didn't stand for tender, Cole. It means tables, and it means lots of them.
Yeah, and if Bubba Ray and Devon can get the Wild Samoans to a table tonight, it will really add to the Dudley Boys' legacy even further.
Oh, the claw right to the shoulder.
Staggered after that attack.
Yeah, watching Sika aggressively work the opposition.
He's doing some dangerous redecorating.
I think the table really ties it all together.
A very ferocious demeanor emanates from the Wild Samoans. Like they're part of a pack of untamed beasts. I really wonder what it would take for the Dudley Boys to have control of them.
Maybe they'll take a sledgehammer? A truck? They're not human, Byron. You can knock them down, but they'll keep coming back. Now, these are obviously two juggernaut tag teams clashing, but this is also a match that clearly favors one team over the other. Be honest, Corey, do you think the Wild Samoans really have a chance in this one?
This is the Dudleys' wheelhouse, Cole. No team knows more about excelling in a tables match than Devon and Bubba Ray. The Wild Samoans have a lot of unbridled aggression working in their favor, but ultimately, they're up against the Masters.
And the manager is searching under the ring. He can only be looking for something nefarious down there. Corey, the Wild Samoans are about as tough and mean as they come, a very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads, almost like a concrete weapon.
Yeah, they don't need much flash. They're just a formidable ground and pound team. If they lack in offensive creativity, they make up for it in blunt force trauma. And nothing packs more blunt force trauma than an Hava or Sika headbutt. Kendo stick right on the head.
He looking fairly drained.
The purpose of this match is to soften up your opponent before you inevitably put them through the table. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, Cole.
He's rummaging for some sort of equalizer underneath the ring.
And now with him going for the table, we're just in straight-up appetite for destruction territory here.
And the Wild Samoans always have that gaze in their eyes, that look that makes you question their understanding of their surroundings.
Yeah, and I have to wonder if Hava and Sika are even aware of what the tables are for. I'm afraid they'll just keep on dishing out punches, expecting a bell to eventually ring.
Back in the ring.
Oh my! Holding the table with surprising accuracy.
Scoop slam.
He's in a bit of agony now.
Might want to start setting up some tables before this match gets out of hand.
Heads outside the ring.
And no countouts means he can take his time.
Set him up.
Russian leg sweep.
The hit's starting to take their toll on the leg.
Devon Dudley causing damage and causing harm. Oh, an elbow drop for added measure.
Hava.
Vaulting pressure, incredible.
Throwing all caution to the wind.
Bubba Ray plotting here.
And a double axe handle smash.
The Wild Samoans just took a bumpy trip to Dudleyville.
Over the top and lands awkwardly outside.
Up to the electric chair, down for the drop.
Goes under the ropes and into the ring.
Oh, man, like getting hit by a brick wall.
Does the official not see him removing the turnbuckle pad?
Keep your voice down. Nice scoop slam. He wants this fight on the outside. Things are heading ringside now. Sika looking to bait his opponent into a mistake.
Picked up and being carried around now. Such a peculiar look coming from the Wild. And the Dudley Boys remain the kings of the tables match.
Here are your winners.
Here's the bell, and it's the Wild Samoans. Alpha and Sika taking out Devon and Bubba Ray Dudley. The Dudley Boys.
Two sets of brothers, two sets of absolute madmen, ready to get the tables and get downright savage.
Bringing a new definition to the term sibling rivalry. This one will get extremely physical.
Corey, the Wild Samoans are about as tough and mean as they come. A very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads, almost like a concrete weapon.
Yeah, they don't need much flash. They're just a formidable ground and pound team. If they lack in offensive creativity, they make up for it in blunt force trauma. And nothing packs more blunt force trauma than an Alpha or Sika headbutt.
Now, these are obviously two juggernaut tag teams clashing, but this is also a match that clearly favors one team over the other. Be honest, Corey, do you think the Wild Samoans really have a chance in this one?
This is the Dudleys' wheelhouse, Cole. No team knows more about excelling in a tables match than Devon and Bubba Ray. The Wild Samoans have a lot of unbridled aggression working in their favor, but ultimately, they're up against the Masters.
Alpha and Sika, both individuals that compete barefooted. Not something common with most wrestlers, Corey, but it is actually very customary in the Samoan wrestling heritage.
It's how they train. It's how they live in the Isle of Samoa. And no one delays a fight just to put some boots on. Samoans are ready for battle at the drop of a hat. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a smash.
That is just insulting. The barricade.
Decides to leave the confines of the ring.
There's some power behind that punch.
Not a good spot to be in.
Strong elbows right on the mark.
Oof. And the Wild Samoans always have that gaze in their eyes, that look that makes you question their understanding of their surroundings.
Yeah, I have to wonder if Alpha and Sika are even aware of what the tables are for. I'm afraid they'll just keep on dishing out punishment, expecting the bell to eventually win.
That powerbomb was absolutely worthy of taking flight.
Off the mark, taken down with a body slam. Being carried around now. Turns that back on Alpha. Stiff hit. Headed out to ringside now. What does he have planned? His body is showing the effects of this match.
So far, this tables match has been just as brutal as we anticipated.
And we can harp on how this match was something almost tailor-built by the Dudley Boys. With the famous series of TLC matches they've had, the Dudleys have become synonymous with the team.
Soaring.
Will he get on with it already? This is a fight. And here we go, returning to the ring. Set him up.
Russian leg sweep. Dominating shoulder tackle.
Taken to the floor, and he's got no worries about the count. This is a situation you want to avoid. And the hesitation to deliver an attack ends up being costly.
Vicious right forearm. A very ferocious demeanor emanates from the Wild Samoans, like they're part of a pack of untamed beasts. I really wonder what it will take for the Dudley Boys to have control of them.
Maybe they'll take a sledgehammer? A truck? You can knock them down, but they'll keep coming back. He'll make his way to the ring.
Buster! Devon now has his opponent set up. That was the Dudley Boys showing the Wild Samoans what tag team wrestling is all about.
Textbook scoop slam.
What a counter by Sika. Such a peculiar look coming from the Wild Samoans, as if they have no control of their animalistic behavior. Table looking right at their opponent. What a headbutt. Vicious. Jawbreaker. Call it down.
Hey, don't... Come over here.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that'll stop him.
Somebody stop this competitor. Popped up into the Samoa drop. Incredible.
Alpha and Sika. Might have just shown us.
And here we go. And would you look at that? He just let go of a submission.
Maybe he did the damage he meant to do and has something else in mind now.
Leg drop. The Dudley Boys came in tonight knowing they had to turn up the dial. Had to match Alpha and Sika's level of aggression. Bubba and Devon know they have to be extreme as they can be.
Yeah, but what the Dudleys call extreme, the Wild Samoans just call regular old Tuesday. Alpha and Sika are just a different breed of wrestling.
Look, I don't care who you are. You could be King Kong or a kaiju. It's going to be curtains for you if you're on the receiving side of a Wild Samoan headbutt from the top rope. Just cranking the head.
These guys have no still.
We are witnessing a malicious. And Alpha and Sika just beat the Dudley Boys at their own game.
Here are your winners, Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans.
And it's the Wild Samoans standing tall, having beat the Dudley Boys at their own game.
Devon and Bubba pushed Alpha and Sika to their limits, but in the end, there was only one way this match could end.